Alpha Fintech makes payments easy for banks, payment gateways, and merchant acquirers by giving them access to literally any product that they need so that they can compete with the digital unicorns like Adyen, Stripe easily and quickly. So our aspiration is to drive innovation. And although that's a big word, the way to do that is if I'm a bank acquirer, merchant acquirer, and I want access to a product, there's a ton of friction to get there. We want to remove that friction by basically democratizing access to all of these solution providers, that it's instant and innovation is not an aspiration, but available at the click of a button. I remember when I used to work for a large credit card processor, a friend of mine had built an innovative fraud solution, one that we wanted and desperately needed. But the problem was, we were told it's a 2-year integration queue. That exact same message we heard with 2 or 3 other innovations, and it completely stifled any product growth and innovation. So what we wanted to do is eliminate that friction by building this central solution ecosystem. New Zealand's second largest bank and 40,000 retailers trusted a young company, namely Alpha Fintech. And the question is why? That's because Alpha Fintech can provide more solution access, faster, easier, more cost effectively, and can integrate new solution providers quicker than any other alternative that's out there. Alpha Fintech itself targets the finance industry. In particular, we target banks, payment service providers, which can be payment gateways, new financial institutions, and very large enterprise retailers. What do we do for them? In the finance sector, you can see large banks like Bank of New Zealand and Macquarie Bank who are our customers. In the payment processing segment, there's new entry players like Grab, who just recently got their financial institution license, Amadeus, the largest airline reservation system, Nelnet, a very large solution provider for payment companies, and as well as Alto in Indonesia, alongside very large and reputable retailers like Myer, Wires, and GoVider, and many others. So the question is, why do these retailers work with Alpha? What is it that's so unique that we provide for them? Well, you see innovation going on everywhere right now. Many new payment providers, fraud solutions, loyalty, installments. It's almost like every month you see some large venture capital investment popping up. And although an API makes it easier to integrate to, because you have to integrate 10, 15, 20, maybe even over 100 solution providers, it generates an incredible amount of complexity. The biggest misconception, number one, is one product is not one API. One product can have 50 or 100 APIs. And when you have 10 different solution providers, not only do you have hundreds of APIs to integrate to, but maintain. Not only do you have all these products integrated right now, but they do not talk to each other. So you do not have interoperability. But beyond the technological challenge, what you've got is an operational challenge. 10 providers equals 10 interfaces, 10 reporting, and 10 billing views. This is what prevents organizations from innovating and growing. So how do we solve this? Think of it as an industrial strength app store. One platform, one solution that integrates the entire payment lifecycle ecosystem, from payments to risk to commerce, from front-end to back-end payment processing platforms, from numerous fraud providers you can customize across, from loyalty providers, so that the users no longer have to build platforms, but that they're focused on building products instead. Products because none of those headaches are theirs anymore, and instead they have a vast solution suite and toolbox where they can pick and choose what product they need, when they need it, and they can just seamlessly customize across all of them. So what can a customer expect when they have all of these tools? Well, if I'm a payment solution provider and a bank, you now have tools that can focus on 5 different areas and, as an added benefit, massively and substantially cut operational and technological costs. How you can use the tool set is literally from onboarding. One of the biggest challenges is if I'm a new customer, a retailer, if I come to a bank or a payment service provider, how long does it take me to go live? Is it minutes and hours like some of the leading providers? Or is it weeks? If it's weeks, you have a problem. It will not be one product that solves that problem. It will be a combination of technological and operational solutions that have to work together in cohesion. Alpha will give you all of those tools, and whatever we don't have, we will enable so you can onboard customers faster. The other problem is with all these new products, how do you add them? How do you maybe add installments? Maybe even tomorrow blockchain-based solutions that you sell. Maybe even loyalty-based products, different alternative payment methods. Every year there are new products. And if you don't have them, that means the customer will either lose revenue or open the door for a competitor. Via Alpha, the user never lacks a product. And instead, each different retailer and customer can have different combination and permutations of solutions to upsell. But even more importantly, if you look at the most successful payment companies in the world, they no longer sell payments. It's a commerce-driving solution. Payments and loans feed off of each other. The data, the volume, the growth, the interoperability. Alpha makes that possible. That means if I'm a payment company and I have X volume in payments, I can enable Y volume in loans right away and make sure that one feeds the other. Last but not least, because you have more products, more in-depth products, the users have superior data. Everything today is about data. You need to be able to access more products, more value data from them, and convert them into massive intelligence that can either help you operationally to cut cost or sales-wise to sell more product. And the icing on the cake, all of this, the ROI is immediate. The total cost of ownership is virtually nothing because the IT and the operational resources are freed. The cost is more than halved and the savings are substantial. So the solution pays for itself right away. Let's take a look at an example. Bank of New Zealand, one of the most progressive banks in the world, is massively right now innovating. One of the problems that they had with their legacy platforms, even though they wanted more payment products, the integration, the enablement, the operationalization, and standardization took a while, took way too long, cost too much. And what that did, all the fantastic brainpower that they had with their valuable IT and operational resources was now drained, on undifferentiating heavy lifting. The customer couldn't care less how and who you integrate it to. Their end customer just cares what's the value you can generate. And not just that, because they had older platforms, it was basically a funnel limiting what data they can get. Across Australia and New Zealand and most of Southeast Asia, Bank of New Zealand is the first bank that migrated their legacy payment processing platform into the Azure cloud via Alpha. So not just did they achieve savings, but now they're working on 27 new products. They have massive millions of dollars in IT and operational savings, and the data intelligence that's now being converted and released is going to help them to cross-sell and upsell a myriad of new products. The new era is not just about product. Cloud is not just about hosting. It's about the first step to get it in, to save the money, and then the second step to enable all these innovations and products. So because of our impact being so far-reaching, you have multiple sales channels and sales avenues to get in. The first one, the obvious one, is the head of payments and merchant acquiring. Nearly for all banks and legacy banks, merchant acquiring is a cost center today. We can change that into a revenue generator and data intelligence field. But because of all the operational and technological savings that are attached to that, you can sell it to the CTO and COO and CFO. Because the savings are in the millions and it makes it a no-brainer. Why are you wasting valuable resources? And last but not least, because we can add, release, and have all of these new products now part of the full-on solution flow, for CIO, this solution is just a boon. It can turbo boost how they're going to innovate. So our ask is, let's connect and change how payment processing shapes an entire region and how it shapes the world. Alpha will help innovation. Alpha is the structural framework that people can build products on top of easier, cheaper, and faster without wasting your valuable resources. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Okay. Alpha Fintech is the world's first cloud acquiring and analytics platform. Via Alpha as a merchant service provider, you'll be able to access any new product quickly, so you never lack a solution again. Additionally, all of your product assets that you have, you'll be able to manage easily as if they're one cohesive platform. With so many solutions at your fingertip, you'll be able to orchestrate around all of these products for bespoke solution design and do all of that via no-code logic. Last but not least, no matter what the product, all the data is standardized and centralized so that you can now easily monetize all the hidden data assets that you have. So what does that flow look like? Well, here's the first question. Do you have a developer center? If you do not, it's a massive competitive disadvantage. So we will provide you a white label developer portal so your customers can easily access you, not through thousands or hundreds of API, but one super API that makes it easy to integrate and maintain. Additionally, we will provide you merchant onboarding APIs to flow with that. So what does that look like? This will be your white label developer center. Here is where your documentation is, and here is where they can test via an API Explorer. When you go into the actual product itself, all the products are now easily accessible. Let's say, for example, we want to add a fraud solution, such as ACI's retail decision. Now your customers will know easily what the product is, what the transaction types are that they need to support and how, what the payment methods can be used with a fraud solution, how you set it up, how you set orchestration rules, how you define it, what it will look like in the reporting and reporting view that you have, how you switch on all the individual features and functions, and best of all, you can simply copy and paste the code. No more clunky PDFs, no more complicated coding, just simple start. Once that code is started now, you can also do easy testing of those transactions. Even if it's an authorization, you can see what the types are, what the card details are, what the soft descriptor looks like, or even for 3D Secure. Why is this relevant to you as a merchant service provider? The more automated and the easier it is to do, the quicker the customer will get onboarded and the less your technical team will be occupied with questions that could have been prevented. Once the customer is now on, we will provide you with one master product management layer. What does that mean? It means you will have access to any product you need quickly. How long does it take you today to add in new solutions? How quickly to integrate in the operational processes? Now it's a click of a button and none of the operational headaches from before. How easy is it for you to manage all the different platforms and products from credit, from payment to loans today? The beauty of that right now is within Alpha, all of that will be one easy industrial strength type app store. Whether it's transaction APIs, risk, commerce, or RegTech, all the reporting is centralized, all the billing is centralized, and even the different hierarchy layers, who has access to what and where, is easily accessible for you. So now an a la carte module allows you to cherry pick which products and solutions you want to switch on. And if they're not available today, within an 8 to 12 week time frame, we will add them and simply so that you can switch them on without any disruption available. What is really exciting is the process flows, the orchestration engine. This means you no longer have to depend on one solution provider, but you can customize across numerous of them for each solution category. Whether that is credit card authorization, dynamic currency conversion, KYC checks, never depend on a single provider again. No longer one solution for all, but all solutions serving one problem and how to fix them. And what back in the day required IT to change code and adjust flow, now it's simple rules engine that via the click of a button, you can simply decide who to send it to easily and quickly. In this example, I will show you how easy it is to just send it from one provider to the next. And within 3 seconds and no coding needed, we just send the transaction to somebody else. So this means more products to customize with and easier customization across. Now, the next question comes, if I have all of these products, and if I now am orchestrating across all of them, how will I take care of the billing? We also provide you with a powerful billing engine where you can customize thousands of prices for each unique customer situation and API input. And not only can you do it, but you can enable your payment facilitators and marketplaces to design their own products. So what this would look like is when you go into the administration layer and you've got your thousands of merchants, we make it easy to set it up. So that across all the solution providers, all the products that you've got over there, you can configure them easily. Whether you want a tokenization, 3D secure, whether you want encryption behind it, whether you want to switch on soft descriptors, what the product and features are behind that, whether you need card present or e-com, what card schemes are switched on. You can decide how you're going to charge them, which bank account, what product is going to flow into, what type of risk appetite and for delivery risk you want. And best of all, you now, via the click of a button, can do thousands of different pricing. Price different for debit versus credit. Have interchange plus, have interchange plus plus. Have a minimum rate and a bundled rate for small merchants. What used to be done on paper, on Excel sheets, on manual, and took weeks, and was very inefficient, now is available via the click of a button. Most beautifully is that all of this data across all the products that you saw go into our data translation and virtualization layer. Here, we leverage the power of Microsoft, leveraging Azure Synapse for the data warehouse and virtualizing it through Power BI. What it does, it doesn't just provide you easy access that you can feed into your CRM tools or your BI tools, but where we can provide new intelligence via virtualization. One of the examples is one of our customers wanted to know what their total financial risk is per merchant. What is their risk on a bank level for the customers that they're processing, and how does it break down? Who is their biggest contributor to this? How and the merchant category codes are contributing. Is it hotels? Who is adding to the risk and why? Cars, retail stores. Which merchants now have a risk of over $50,000? Which merchants have a risk that has grown over 20%? This information will allow you not just to manage your risk better, but now because you know at any point in time how the risk profiles are changing every day, you can onboard customers quicker and easier because you control it. You control it all. Additionally, you can easily add new data and new information. Who are my top 10 merchants? Who are my bottom 10 merchants? What are the methods and responses that are coming on there? Armed with this new data and with this new functionality, you will be able to appeal to a wider customer vertical, not just small merchants and large merchants, but also payment facilitators and marketplaces who want this control and over whom you have more control. Via developer centers, risk control measures, and products that accelerate onboarding, customers will go live faster. By being able to cross-sell easier, all via one system, $1 generated in one product can generate 5 somewhere else. By having more products to sell and not have to wait for 2 years, you will increase sales. Profitability itself will be drastically improved, not just because via the analytics you can see who's priced inefficiently, but where you can increase margin, but it's no longer one size fit all. You will have thousands of tariffs that are tailored to each unique and different customer. And how will you do all of this? By a better data intelligence that you can monetize. The Singapore FinTech Festival is always an exciting time to see what innovations are happening. Here, I'm very proud to present this collaboration with Microsoft. It's not just about having better product and having better data, but having a platform and a partner where you can sleep peaceful that it's secure, stable, and scalable. Because your vision and your idea needs to be on a foundation that's secure, stable, and scalable. Now, with us having democratized merchant acquiring that anybody can become one, come see Alpha Fintech and see how you can become the next Adyen and Stripe, how you as a bank can modernize your infrastructure and launch these next generation solutions. We are Alpha Fintech, and we're looking forward to working with you.